Chapter 229, Mad Woman 2. The Tang family has raised you for so many years. You have been living off our family for 10 whole years. What's wrong with handing over your grade 5 herbs? Why do you only give me grade 3 herbs? Are you trying to give them to your children? What rights do they have? I was supposed to be the one inheriting that bag. Your so-called children never came looking for you all these years. They have obviously abandoned you. Why are you still so attached to them? My father has treated you so well, yet you wouldn't give yourself up to him in marriage. I really don't know how you still have the audacity to live here. She never wanted to accept this fox of a woman. Unfortunately, her father was too obsessed with her. If she had not discovered Rong Yang's bountiful treasures by chance, she would not have sweet-talked her all these while. Certainly, she had reached the level of a spirit warrior with the help of those grade 3 herbs. But the Tang family was kept in the dark. Therefore, everyone thought Rong Yang was leeching off the Tang family. After listening to words like these for a long time, gradually, she too had forgotten how she had mooched off the grade 3 herbs. Like the rest of them, she thought that Rong Yang was still scrounging off the Tang family. But then, Tang Yu knew one of Rong Yang's characteristics. She could not handle stress. Every time she was stressed, she would faint. This had been very convenient for Tang Yu to carry out her work. Found it. After a round of search, Tang Yu found a jade plate and was pleased. There were letters distinctly carved upon the jade plate, the Fengyun family. The Fengyun family. It was said to be a force that came out of the blue 16 years ago. In a short span of 6 years, the influence of the Fengyun family could be compared to those of the reclusive families, and that they were no weaker than even the Tang family. Unfortunately, the head of the Fengyun family disappeared 10 years ago. Even their own family members could not locate her. Although the family had lost their leader, they were still as powerful as the other reclusive families. What surprised Tang Yu was that Rong Yang was actually the leader of the Fengyun family. A few days ago, when she saw Rong Yang in deep thought while holding the plate, she sent people to investigate the Fengyun family. As she was born 16 years ago, she did not really know what happened then. Tang Yu was about to leave when she noticed the doo-doo that Rong Yang was clutching tightly. Anger rose in her. She raised her hand to grab the doo-doo away. Although Rong Yang was unconscious, her hand still tightly grasped the doo-doo. Tang Yu was unable to take off the doo-doo even after using her full strength. What an ungrateful bitch. Tang Yu huffed. Although she got close to Rong Yang for her hidden treasures, that did not mean that Tang Yu could stand her yearning for her 2 children. Whatever was on that woman must belong to her. Even the Fengyun family should be hers to inherit. The tighter Rong Yang's grasp, the stronger Tang Yu tried to pull. Her fingers were chafed and bleeding, but she still would not let go. It was as if the doo-doo was a representation of all her hopes. This madwoman, your kind heart must have been eaten by a dog. You are but an ungrateful wolf. Tang Yu's heart sank. She pulled out a silver needle and violently pricked Rong Yang's fingers. She was brazened because she knew that Rong Yang would not wake up. Every time that woman lost consciousness, she would have to sleep 1 whole day before regaining consciousness. Nothing could be done to wake her up during this period. Even if she did not wake up, she would still feel pain. If she were in pain, she would naturally let go. Chapter 230, Mad Woman 3. However, Rong Yang's hand firmly clutched onto her blood-stained doo-doo. She also seemed to notice the pain, as her eyebrows were furrowed. But she still would not let go. "Yua!" A deafening roar came from outside the wooden house, sending chills down Tang Yu's spine. The silver needle in her hand fell to the ground. As she turned her head in fear, she saw a middle-aged man with a vexed face. Father, why are you here?" Tang Yufei quickly hid the jade plate for fear that it would be discovered by Tang Luo. "Yua, what were you doing?" A green vein popped up at the corner of Tang Luo's forehead. He shouted furiously, "What did you do to Yang? Tang Yu's eyes darted around nervously. She quickly suppressed it. She said with a faltering voice, "Father, Aunt Rongwan has been living off of us for the past 10 years, and she still wouldn't marry you. I just can't bear it anymore." Tang Luo's face was still vexed. "That is none of your concern. Even a dog would guard the house. What does Aunt Rong know?" Tang Yu bit her lip. She would rather die than to have Tang Luo know about the treasures in Rongyang's hands. Moreover, she could never let him know how she had mooched off so many spirit herbs from Rongyang's hands. After all, there was a price to a strain of grade 3 spirit herb. Even in the Tang family, she could only obtain a strain from the pharmacy every 6 months. Ever since she had stumbled upon Rongyang's spirit herbs, she had already swindled and mooched off 30 to 40 strains of spirit herbs from her. The price of these spirit herbs was enough to feed a family for a lifetime. Not to mention, there were higher-grade spirit herbs in her possession. Too bad she could not get them off of her. "Yua, how dare you compare Rongyang to a dog?" Tang Luo was furious as he gritted his teeth in anger. "It was just a metaphor. You gave her the best food, and this alone has cost a fortune. Don't you think she should pay back her debts? Too bad she is an ungrateful wolf who only thinks about her old husband and children. She won't even let you get close to her. I just feel bad for you." Tang Yu looked over at Rongyang. "Maybe if she loses her doo-doo, she could also let go of her past and accept you with peace of mind." At first, Tang Luo was enraged. But he felt much better after hearing his daughter's explanation. Still, his face was vexed, and he coldly admonished, "No matter what, you still can't hurt her." "But father, I had no choice. She just would not let go of her doo-doo." Tang Yu raised her face and tried to look innocent. "But you are right, father. I will never hurt Aunt Rong again. After all, I really like her. I really like the treasures in her bag. Very well, take your leave." Tang Luo gave Tang Yu a cold look. "Don't make the same mistakes again." Tang Yu lowered her eyes. From the side of her eyes, she stared deftly at the doo-doo Rongyang was clutching so tightly. Reluctantly, she muttered, "Yes, father." There was peace in the wooden house after Tang Yu's departure. Tang Luo lowered his eyes and gazed at the pale lady on the bed. With a bitter smile at the corner of his lips, he uttered, "Yanga, I will not let you leave my side. No one will ever come to harm you in the future." He would never forget how he caught a brief glimpse of the passing beauty. From that day on, the luscious figure had caught his eyes and made its way to his heart to stay for good. Chapter 231, Mad Woman 4. At first, he thought he had no chance with a girl of such grace. Nobody knew that one day she would sustain heavy wounds after somebody had plotted against her. It was he who took her in and nursed her injuries. She wanted to leave even before her wounds had healed. He was afraid that he could never see her again. He was afraid that once she left, it would be forever. Therefore, before her wounds healed, he took matters into his own hands and erased all her memories. Unfortunately, she was strong-willed and stubborn. Even though she had lost all her memory, she tried to recall them, which made her mad. Tang Luo felt very guilty, but he knew that if he were to start all over again, he would still do the same. "Yanga, in this life, I am all you need. You don't have to think of the past. I will stay with you forever. No one in this world loves you more than I do. If you have lost your child, then take Yua as your daughter. Although she has made a mistake today, usually, she has always respected you. It did not matter if she had lost her memory, it did not matter if she had gone crazy. All that mattered was that she remained by his side." In the pleasure boat, Zhu Ming leaned lazily on the couch. In front of the couch, a songstress was playing the lute. Her voice was sweet like an oriole's, permeating the ears. As he gazed upon the songstress' countenance, Zhu Ming somehow remembered the mountain-like fat silhouette a few months back. "That unscrupulous girl has gone to the first floor and didn't even come to see me. She was really heartless." He shared his future income from the first floor with her, and she would not even meet him once. "Young master." Just then, a guard dressed in black came in from the door. He glanced at the songstress and dancers, and said in a deep voice, "Sir, I have something to report." Zhu Ming nonchalantly waved his hand. The corner of his lips turned upward, giving out a titillating smile. "Leave." "Yes, young master." As the voice fell, the songstress and dancers took their leaves. The room felt empty. Only a guard remained half-kneeling by the couch. "What is the matter?" The guard dutifully reported, "Young master, we have found something. It appears that Empress Nalan is still alive." The Empress was alive. Zhu Ming immediately got up and straightened his posture. He had a mask on his face. Although the expressions beneath his mask could not be seen clearly, his sinister eyes felt heavy. You said that Empress Nalan is alive. Is this true? Young master, a few days ago, our undercover agents had been in contact with people from the Fengyun family. It appears that the leader of the Fengyun family is related to the Empress. However, the leader's name is not Nalan Yang but Rong Yang. The Fengyun family had always been a mystery. No one knew what the name of the leader was, nor had anyone ever seen her face. They were a force that had come out of nowhere and had piqued the interest of many. Zhu Ming too once sent people to investigate this mysterious Fengyun family a few years ago. Who would have known that Empress Nalan was also involved in this? Zhu Yi closed his eyes. His slender fingers gently tapped on the table, and suddenly, he laughed. If Empress Nalan is still alive, and the Emperor has no knowledge of this, that means her death was planned by the Empress herself. If Empress Nalan was kidnapped, why bother letting the whole world think that she was dead? Moreover, Feng Tianyu was not that foolish. He would have discovered it by now if the matter was planned by someone. Chapter 232. If she's dead, I want to see the body. The fact that he could be kept in the dark meant that it was Nalan Yang's planning. The guard hesitated for a moment. Young master, I don't understand. Why would Empress Nalan do such a thing? Zhu Ming smiled coldly. The rules of Kangyu mainland must not be defiled. Those who live in the reclusive world shall not lay their hands on those from the secular world, or else the situation in the mainland would be affected. But, since the Empress had involved those from the reclusive world, and she wants to increase her influence, then she must leave. Moreover, no one must ever know that the leader of the Fengyun family was Empress Nalan. In the end, those from the reclusive world could not restrain themselves. On the day the Empress gave birth, she was snuck into Liu Yun Kingdom. That gave her an opportunity to escape by faking her own death. Once she kept her identity hidden, she could develop her influence without care. If not, once someone caught wind of the link between the Fengyun family and Empress Nalan, those from the reclusive world would not need to hold themselves back anymore. They would have the right to deal with the Empress kin. Because the Fengyun family had overreached the secular world. She would not dare to reveal any trace before she got ahead of them. Also, the year the Fengyun family was established matched the year the Empress went missing, but I have heard that the leader of the Fengyun family went missing 10 years ago. The guard was startled. He thought of another news he had heard and continued, Young master, I have heard something. A few days ago, a lady carried a jade plate to the Fengyun family. She claimed to be the disciple of Rong Yang, the leader of the Fengyun family, and the people from the Fengyun family believed her. Zhu Ming's eyes grew dark. Carrying a jade plate to the Fengyun family, that meant that Rong Yang was not with her. Those people believed her over a jade plate. Young master, the people from the Fengyun family conducted an investigation on the lady. There was still Rong Yang's breath on her body. She also knew Rong Yang's training method. In the mainland, some treasures could discern a person's breath. Furthermore, they could locate a person by their breath. Unless the person was too powerful, or if the breath was hidden with other treasures, one could easily be found. Although Rong Yang had gone mad, her powers still remained. The Fengyun family was unable to find her through her breath, but they could discern her breath from people who had been in contact with her. That was why Rong Yang had kept herself in the back mountains of the Tang family without ever stepping out these 10 years. The Fengyun family could not find her trace despite using up all their resources. Where is Rong Yang then? Zhu Ming's fingers held the teacup delicately. His eyes carried a sense of anxiety. If Empress Nalan was still alive, according to the lady, Rong Yang had passed away a few days ago. Clink. Zhu Ming abruptly pinched his fingers. The teacup was shattered into tiny pieces. The shattered glass cut his fingers, the boiling hot tea scalded his palms red. He felt nothing. The air in the pleasure boat turned exceptionally heavy. Do not let anyone else know about this matter. Rong Yang was dead. If Rong Yang were dead, he would never know if she was Nalan. They were just guessing without verifying. Also, it did not matter if Rong Yang was dead or alive, Feng Ruqing must not hear about this. Get everyone from the first floor to search for Rong Yang's whereabout. If she is still alive, I want to see her. If she is dead, I want to see the body, no matter the cost. Yes, young master. The guard turned and was about to go his way. A sinister light flashed in Zhu Ming's eyes. Coldly, he added, those from the reclusive world must have also thought that the Empress is dead and have stopped looking for her. Therefore, wipe out any news of her immediately. Do not let those from the other side find her. Chapter 233. If she's dead, I want to see the body too. The Fengyun family must never get involved with Fengruching. Or else, with the Fengyun family coming into the picture, she as the daughter of Empress Naylan would have surpassed Fan Dao from the secular world. That would give them a reason to act. That girl wouldn't come to see me, I had better pay her a visit. Or else that ungrateful girl will forget me. Zhu Ming's lip curled upward to reveal a smile. He stood up and adjusted his sleeves to exit the pleasure boat. Squeak squeak. Fengruching saw a cute white spirit rabbit in front of her as she emerged from her closed-door cultivation. It gently tugged at her sleeves with its paw. The spirit rabbit was cute and bouncy. Its azure eyes were like gemstones. Tchem. You have reached Tier 2? Fengruching was taken aback. The spirit herbs did not only work on humans. They were very potent on spirit beasts as well. Spirit rabbits originally had lower levels. What was once a Tier 1 mid-level spirit beast had evolved into Tier 2 in mere months. Just a little bit more before reaching Tier 3. Fengruching glanced through the medium before pulling out a grade 3 purple carrot and tossing it to the spirit rabbit. Eat this, and you will reach Tier 3. The spirit rabbit was on the brink of leveling up. It would just take a little help from the outside to break through. Squeak squeak. A huge carrot. The spirit rabbit was ecstatic as it held the purple carrot. Also, get all the spirit beasts to see me. I have been too busy lately and haven't had the time to check on everyone's progress. One could consume spirit herbs and herbal dishes without limit in the princess manner. The spirit beast's strength could progress very quickly. Squeak squeak. The spirit rabbit squeaked as it carried the huge carrot and scurried away. Fengruching stretched her arms and walked toward the courtyard. In a few moments, all the spirit beasts filled the courtyard to answer Fengruching's call. An earth bear, a purple sable, a hawk, a red fox, a griffin, another red fox one, a four-armed ape, and 2 spirit rabbits. The 2 spirit rabbits were the weakest at Tier 2. The purple sable, the hawk, and the four-armed ape had each achieved Tier 3. The griffin and the fox were at intermediate Tier 3. The earth bear, still the strongest amongst the beasts, was at advanced Tier 3. To save some trouble, just think of the spirit rabbits as Tier 2 beasts while the rest of them were Tier 3. It looks like you didn't skip my spirit herbs. Fengruching smiled while stroking her chin. The beasts were startled and almost fell to their knees after hearing her words. Fengruching had earlier cleared up a piece of farmland. Other than their daily ration of the divine spirit fruits, any herbs that grew on the land were free for consumption and were administered by the wolf butler. Therefore, they did not steal them. What are you all afraid of? It is a good thing to improve your strength. Why would I blame you all? Fengruching pulled out a pot of spirit wine. Hawk, take this spirit wine to Grandpa. It's been 2 months and his stock is probably running low. The rest of you stay back, I have something to say. The hawk let out a gentle call. After collecting the pot of spirit wine, it thrust upward and disappeared in the blue skies. The earth bear thoughtfully pulled a chair from the room and placed it in front of Fengruching. The four-armed ape carried a plate of fruits with one hand. A pair of hands was peeling the fruits while the other hand was placing the fruits into Fengruching's mouth. Chapter 234. If she's dead, I want to see the body. 2 spirit rabbits bounced onto Fengruching's shoulders and massaged her back with their tiny paws. The red fox leaped into Fengruching's arms and covered her thighs like a fur blanket to the raging jealousy of other beasts. The rest of the spirit beasts stood below her attentively, waiting to be tamed. Tang Yin was greeted with this bizarre scene as she came along with Qian Ning. Her eyes grew big as she pointed at the young lady sitting on the chair. She was shocked beyond speech. What was going on here? This was absurd. Feng Ruqing looked like a noble and domineering queen overlooking her subjects. Somehow, the young lady's cold eyes, relaxed postures, and even the furrow of her brows hit her hard. It was such a strange feeling. She had never felt that way before. It was as if she were possessed. "You're here again." Feng Ruqing raised her eyebrows and smiled without a care as she saw the stunned Tang Yin. "It looks like you really are infatuated with me. If you weren't a girl, I would have thought you have bad intentions." The girl must have had some strong background, yet she did nothing even after being here for so long. She was persistently trying to get into the princess manor. Even after being thrown out a few times, she still managed to sneak inside. Tang Yin regained her composure. Her delicate face went red. She stared at Feng Ruqing in anger. "Who has bad intentions toward you? I'm not that kind of person. She was here for the state preceptor. She would not have had any bad intentions on a woman." "Oh," Feng Ruqing replied calmly. "Berry, throw them out." Growl. Berry growled, went up, and grabbed Tang Yin and Qian Ning by the collar. It dragged them to the courtyard and abruptly threw them beyond the walls before returning to await further orders. Beyond the wall, Tang Yin, a little disheartened, squatted down and wondered. "Why can't I get through to this woman?" Qian Ning pulled Tang Yin from the ground. "Little lady, why don't you just admit that you had other intentions toward her?" Tang Yin was speechless. Qian Ning thought she had the best solution. She continued with her advice. "Little lady, we just need to sneak into the princess manor. Clearly, your seduction technique hasn't worked. Why not just leap into her arms, accuse her of improper touching when she embraces you and make her take you in?" "Really?" Tang Yin's eyes lit up. "Qian Ning, how could you be so clever?" Qian Ning smugly raised her head. "Of course, I have been reading countless books on scheming just to find a way for you to stay. How can I make Feng Ruqing embrace me? It's easy. I have read from the book that you just have to feign tripping down. She will hold your fall for sure. That is when you accuse her. The book is never wrong." Tang Yin's eyes lit up even brighter. "'Tis a good idea. She must get into the manor by any means, even if she were to use up all her life's wit." It appeared that she could already imagine Feng Ruqing carrying her into the manor in a wedding chariot. Her lips curled up and eventually, it broke into an evil laugh. In the courtyard, Feng Ruqing breathed a sigh of relief since she was not bothered by the lowly anymore. A little headache made her rub her temples. "I've got to sneak some magic arrays in." Since the little girl didn't do anything, she would not punish her too harshly. Still, the world is a dangerous place. It is good to always be on the lookout. Chapter 235. To the Forest of Spirit Beasts. Feng Ruqing regained her focus. Her eyes fell on a group of spirit beasts. "The snow wolf has not returned. I am worried about them. I will go to the Forest of Spirit Beasts today. Berry will handle all matters in the house while I'm away." Grunt. Berry's could not contain its excitement. Ever since the snow wolf had left, Berry had finally risen to the rank of an acting butler from a lowly attendant. However, Feng Ruqing paused for a moment. "Berry, my two girls are in your care. I want them to hit the Earth Warrior tier fast." "Master, you are putting Berry in a pickle. What talent stack do they have? To get to the level of an Earth Warrior tier in a short amount of time, you really are putting me in a very difficult situation." Of course, Feng Ruqing understood Liu Li and Qing Ling's innate abilities. The reason why she didn't help them cultivate before was because they had no natural gifts. The cultivation would be a waste of time. The reason she went to buy grade 3 spirit herbs from the herb store was for their sake. She had concocted an herbal dish that would improve their physique and enhance their natural abilities. But it would need grade 3 spirit herbs. However, the herb store took 2 months to procure the spirit herbs. Feng Ruqing was in a bind. If she had known she could reach the level of a true warrior in a short amount of time, there would be no need to go to the herb store. Since she had bought them, it would be a waste not to use them. At least there was still value to the grade 3 herbs. With the help of the herbal dish, the two girls' skill would be remarkably improved. "Ape, I will give you a recipe later. Go and make the herbal dish." Feed them to the girls daily. They may start cultivating after 10 days. Eek eek. The ape screeched as it receives the recipe from Feng Ruching. As for the other beasts, while I'm not around, take care of the herbs behind the mountain. Feng Ruching rose from her chair. She stretched out lazily. Her eyes were a little heavy. She was still concerned. The snow wolf should have returned a few days ago, yet it had not. This made her anxious. She needed to go to the forest of spirit beasts no matter what. I'll go with you. Suddenly, a familiar voice came from the side. Feng Ruching was surprised. As she turned to look, she saw a young, delicate, and pretty face. He had a bright smile on his face. Even the scar on his face was aesthetically pleasing. You are going to the forest of spirit beasts. I will go with you. With me around, you will be in safe hands. Feng Ruching was taken aback. Chenna, where have you been these few days? I saw a woman constantly paying you a visit. I didn't want to see any outsiders, so I didn't step out of the room. His fingers pointed at his scars. There was coldness in his eyes as he looked downward. Feng Ruching knew Qin Chen's character by heart. The very few times when he went outside was with her. When she was not around, he would not even look at outsiders. Tang Yin's constant visits lately meant that he would shut himself in the room. Let's go then. Feng Ruching lightly smiled. With Qin Chen around, she felt very relaxed. After delegating her matters, Feng Ruching left with Qin Chen. Not long after his departure, a set of purple Changshan 1 materialized out of thin air. Standing against the wind, its exquisiteness was menacing. Where's the girl? Chapter 236, Tang Family. Tang Shan I Liu Li raised her head to see a silver-faced man levitating in the air. She had never seen the boss of level 1 before. Even when running errands for Feng Ruching, she had only met the elders. But as she saw the mask on his face, there was a sense of comprehension beneath her eyes. Young Master Zhu? Zhu Ming looked at the girl beneath him. His voice was cold. Where's Feng Ruching? Young Master Zhu, our princess has gone to the forest of spirit beasts. The forest of spirit beasts. Zhu Ming's eyebrows furrowed subconsciously. He paused for a moment and asked, when will she be back? I am not sure. It will probably take a few days. Liu Li really didn't know when Feng Ruching will return. It should take a few days at least. After hearing this, Zhu Ming immediately lifted his sleeves and left. His magenta silhouette disappeared under the skies. Shortly after his departure, a tiny head popped out from the courtyard next door. The little girl had skin smooth like eggshell. Her delicate face was like those of a clay doll, her eyes dark like jewels. She was exquisitely beautiful. She went to the forest of spirit beasts. Tang Yin pondered for a moment. If she had left the house, there would be no reason to stay. Furthermore, she needed to observe her in close distance. Qian Ning, let us go to the forest of spirit beasts as well. Qian Ning was walking out but stopped dead in her tracks upon hearing this. She turned her head. Little lady, what did you say? The forest of spirit beasts, that was a place of extreme danger. With Litty Lady's cultivation, she would be looking for trouble. Besides, if she were to encounter powerful spirit beasts, there was no way she could ensure her safety. No questions, Feng Ruching has gone to the forest of spirit beast. We must catch up to her. Tang Yin did not care for Qian Ning's whining. She held her hands and ran for the city gate. The forest of spirit beasts. Located outside the imperial city. The terrain was rough, and the roads were perilous. But the forest now was filled with an air of mystique. Feng Ruching was tightly holding a jade pendant. Her eyes were dark and heavy. It felt as if a powerful wave was about to suddenly hit. Even Qin Chen, who was following behind her, noticed. Ching ching. He walked in front of her and saw the pendant in her hand. The word Tang was distinctly carved on the pendant. That pendant, I've seen that before, that is the pendant Tang Zi was always carrying. Feng Ruching clenched the pendant tightly. Her face was clouded in distress. Coldly, she said, it's the iron-blooded troop, something has happened. She had felt anxious this morning, but after entering the forest, her anxiety grew even stronger. As it appeared, something must have happened to Tang Zi and the others. Feng Ruqing closed her eyes. Using spiritual telepathy, she asked, Fu Chen, is there any way to enclose the whole forest in your spiritual power? Fu Chen's voice came through her mind through spiritual telepathy. No problem, mother. He was getting more used to calling her mother. There was no stress nor embarrassment like before. As he finished his words, Fu Chen wasted no more words and spread his spiritual power to cover the whole forest. Certainly, he would not be able to release any spirit power if his stomach was empty. It helped to have adequate spirit herbs in the medium, naturally. In a short while, his childlike voice came through again. Chapter 237, Tang Family, Tang Shan 2 Master, I have located the snow wolf. Good. Feng Ruqing took a deep breath. Once the snow wolf was located, they could get to Tang Zi and the rest. Chenna, I know where the snow wolf is. Let's go there now, she said coldly as she recomposed her thought, her eyes slightly sunken. The spring water was dyed red in blood. There was a group in front of the spring. Right in front of them were a blooded snow wolf and a heroic-looking girl. She looked composed. Tang Zi, I really never thought I would find you here. Standing right in front of them was a middle-aged man with a cold smile. The corners of his lips curled up cynically, his eyes were filled with belittlement and ridicule. 20 years. This woman had gone missing for 20 whole years. If he had not been to the forest of spirit beasts to run some errand, he would have never found her. Tang Zi wiped the blood off of the corners of her lips. Since encountering the man, she had led the rest to escape for the past few days. In the end, he still caught up to them. Tang Shan, I have nothing to do with your Tang family since 20 years ago, why do you still relentlessly pursue me? Hihi, Tang Shan's voice brought chills. Because you are Tang Zi, a woman abandoned by the Tangs. I couldn't care less about the grade 2 herbs in your hands, but, an abandoned woman like you have no rights to keep spirit herbs. If you hand me those grade 2 spirit herbs and the snow wolf, I will let you go. Although grade 2 herbs have little effect on him, his son needed them. Even though there were many grade 2 herbs in the Tang family, but to divide the herbs amongst so many people meant that each one of them got only a very little amount of the herbs. Also, the advanced level tier 3 snow wolf could seal a contract with his son. At least Tang Zi was useful, he could take many things from her. You must be dreaming. Tang Zi glared at Tang Shan furiously. I am no longer a Tang family member since 20 years ago. Don't even think about getting anything from me. 20 years ago, she was heavily wounded and was banished from the Tang family. It was Empress Nalan who had saved her. The iron-blooded troop was founded since. Her life was saved by the Empress. She would never let the Empress down in this life. Ha ha ha. Tang Shan let out a bewildered laugh. His face was fierce. It appears that you are intent on making an enemy out of me. I wanted to let you off since you were once family, but now, don't blame him for her stubbornness. Aru. The snow wolf howled angrily, its eyes were filled with redness as it angrily glared at Tang Shan. The glare served as a warning. Its owner gave it the task of safeguarding the iron-blooded troop. Therefore, it could never, ever let these people kill its master's servants. Not in front of it. This snow wolf is fierce enough, I'm sure my son will like it. Tang Shan was not enraged by the snow wolf's ferociousness. His lips curled up and smiled coldly. His ridiculing gaze fell upon Tang Zi. At that moment, an aura exclusive to those of Spirit Warrior tier exploded in the air. The whole atmosphere went dark. Tang Zi looked bad. She had just reached the level of Spirit Warrior tier a few days ago. She had even finished her mission given by the princess and was on her way back to the imperial city. She did not expect to stumble upon Tang Shan on her way back. Tang Zi glanced at the snow wolf, before looking back at the defeated tier 3 spirit beasts. There was a hint of kindness to the curve of her lips. Chapter 238, Tang Family, Tang Shan 3. Nobody knew how the snow wolf managed to persuade these tier 3 beasts into joining. They had not had the chance to live a good life yet but still followed him into such a predicament. Snow Wolf, take them and escape. I will hold him off. The Snow Wolf howled. It seemed to resist Tang Zi's words. Although the great wolf butler was quite cowardly, for divine spirit fruit's sake, no, for the sake of its duties and responsibilities, it could never leave Tang Zi behind. Tang Zi, don't waste your efforts. Once I, Tang Shan, have set my eyes upon something, nothing will ever escape. Tang Shan laughed coldly. The other Tier 3 spirit beasts are still low level, my son has no use for them. But my subordinates haven't got any spirit mounts yet, they shall be presented to them as rewards. One sentence and fate of all the spirit beasts were sealed. Tang Zi paled. She was no longer related to the Tang family, yet these people shamelessly would not let her go. Tang Shan, is your Tang family now a band of highwaymen? Strong-arming other people's spirit beasts? Tang Zi gritted her teeth. Also, there's a rule in the reclusive world, you are not to lay your hands on people from the secular world. Have you forgotten about this? Tang Shan laughed coldly. The blood of the Tang family flows in you, yet you would not give up your possessions of the Tang family. Instead, you kept them for yourselves. That is in itself wrong. I am just taking back what belongs to the Tang family, where is the fault in that? Have you forgotten that I was banished by the Tang family? So what? I will tell others that you are still a member of the Tang family. Who dares to stop me, the keeper of the Tang family order? Tang Shan was unfazed. With each step, he was closing in on Tang Zi. Tang Zi now had nowhere to run. Behind her were her comrades, who had stayed with her through thick and thin. These spirit beasts are not owned by me. Do whatever you like to me, but do not touch the others. Tang Shan glanced at Tang Zi coldly, his smile grew even more cynical. In fact, he knew from the start that the Snow Wolf had already sealed a contract with someone else. However, the energy from the contract did not belong to Tang Zi. But it did not matter, he had his own ways to erase the power of the contract. Without the contractual bond, the spirit beast would be his sons. Tang Zi, I couldn't give a damn what position they hold in the secular world, but I can see that these beasts are already your subjects. With such a relationship, I have the rights to lay my hand on you. Tang Shan was raising his hands slowly. As for these spirit beasts, they too belong to the Tangs. Boom. A surge of energy shot out in Tang Zi's direction. Bam! A loud noise crackled and Tang Zi took a few steps back. She landed heavily on her back on the old tree behind her. A foul taste gushed through her throat as if she were about to cough blood. She desperately held it back. She would rather die than to give up in front of the Tangs. Tang Zi raised her sword. The few days of fleeing had used up all her energy. Even her hands were shivering while holding the sword. But still, she clutched the handle tightly. Her sharp, shimmering blade was pointed at Tang Shan. 20 years ago, no one would listen to me. They pushed all their wrongdoings to me. I was already injured, and yet they still cast me away from the Tang family. I had to fend for myself. Tang Zi smiled slightly. I, Tang Zi, had never done anything wrong to the Tang family, but no one believed me. It happened before, and now it is happening again. You people called me a traitor of the Tang family. Now, I shall leave the Tang family for good, not because the Tang family doesn't want me. It's because I do not yearn to be part of the Tang family. Chapter 239, Weak, Pitiful and Heart-Wrenching I Hate. Tang Shan chuckled coldly. His aura inched toward Tang Zi. Even if Tang Zi had reached the spirit warrior tier, the aura still made her felt breathless. After that, Tang Shan raised his hand in slow motion. The wind was coming from his sleeves, a powerful energy surged outward again. He did not give Tang Zi any chance to react. Her body took the impact. This time, Tang Zi was unable to suppress the feeling in her throat. As she opened her mouth, blood spewed out, turning the falling leaves in front of her red. The blood was brightly red. Leader. The faces of the iron-blooded troop members fell, before turning to the Tang family with a resentful glare. Years ago, they too followed the Empress through thick and thin, facing numerous obstacles, encountering different enemies. But not one of them made them as angry as Tang Shan. The leader had never mentioned her backstory, and no one questioned her. No one thought she was exiled. So much for the great reclusive family. Tangzi, look at your underlings, they are mere ants. How angry they are, yet they couldn't kill me to avenge you. Tang Shan looked down at Tangzi condescendingly. The power of the secular world is so weak, how uninteresting. You think that I wouldn't be able to catch up with you since you fled days ago? You rats are merely being played. How laughable. Now that I've had my fun, no one shall escape from here. Aru. Led by the angry howl, the snow wolf charged toward him like a swift wind. The speed surprised Tang Shan. Unfortunately, the Tier 3 high-level snow wolf was nothing in his eyes. Thus, at the exact moment the snow wolf leaped in front of his very eyes, he simply waved his sleeves. The snow wolf curled up like a snowball and was sent rolling backward. Oof! The snow wolf regained its composure, eyes filled with rage. Who are you calling a rat? This bastard called me a rat. To compare a snow wolf from the snowy mountains to a rat, what an insult. This is too much. What use is a pet who try to kill its owner? I might as well kill you and find another one for my son. Tang Shan closed his eyes. His eyes seemed murderous. He wanted to tame the snow wolf, but he would not allow any disobedience. Arf! The snow wolf got even more angrier. First, that old bastard had disparaged it as a rat, now he was accusing it of wanting to kill its own master. The master treated it so kindly, feeding him divine spirit fruits every day, why would it want to kill its own master? Tang Shan, the one you are dealing with is me. Tangzi saw that Tang Shan intended to kill the snow wolf. She planted the sword on the ground and pulled herself up. Her eyes were bone-chilling. Also, you are not the master of this wolf, you have no right to touch it. Swoosh. Tangzi leaped in front of Tang Shan as he was approaching the snow wolf. The blade in her hand created a strong gust of wind as she raised her sword to attack. Gales were blowing. Thrash. Tang Shan nonchalantly let out a cold chuckle. He raised his hand and let out an explosive sound. The winds from his palm hit Tangzi in the chest and made her fall to the ground like a crashing meteor. Awoo! The snow wolf's eyes were red. The master had asked it to safeguard the iron-blooded troop. Yet, it had allowed Tangzi to be injured. As if he had thought of the end, the snow wolf's eyes glowed a darker scarlet. The eyes had lost their cute, innocent charm from before. There was an indescribable eeriness to them. Chapter 240. Weak, pitiful, and heart-wrenching to boom. Energy penetrated the top of the snow wolf's head and shot up into the sky. At this very critical juncture, the snow wolf had had a breakthrough. It evolved from a Tier 3 advanced level snow wolf into a Tier 4 snow wolf. Then, it leaped forward with its bloodthirsty mouth wide open and sunk its teeth into Tang Shan. Tang Shan furrowed his brows. He took a few steps back. A swift punch soon followed, the blow landed on the snow wolf's abdomen. Bam! The snow wolf took a strong hit to the gut. Its body landed on a tree. Instead of stopping, the snow wolf quickly leaped toward Tang Shan. Tangzi coughed a few times, her body staggered. The other members of the family too sprung into action and had them surrounded. It would be difficult to make an escape even if they grew wings. The spirit beasts that were persuaded by the snow wolf had no intentions of serving the human in the first place. They were willing to follow the snow wolf only because the divine spirit fruits were too tasty. But these people wanted to make them their mounts. The spirit beasts looked at the group of people who had their swords drawn. The beasts let out angry roars and charged at the group of people without holding back. Tangzi. Lingyun tightly grasped the sword in her hand. No matter how it ends, we, iron-blooded troop, shall live and die together. What they feared was never death. What they feared was to be unable to get on the battlefield again. Now that it had come down to this, the iron-blooded troop shall unite as one without the fear of death. Good. Tangzi looked at the band of sisters who had been sticking by her side for years. She raised the long sword in her hand and charged into the battlefield. Blood once again dyed the spring water red. It was dazzlingly bright against the sunlight. The snow wolf was the first to be overpowered. After all, It was a creature that had just recently reached Tier 4 and stood no chance against Tang Shan. It could only endure so many beatings with its thick skin. Tang Zi did not go to the Snow Wolf's assistance. Instead, she used the sword in her hand to kill the members of the Tang family. Tang Shan was the only person who was stronger than Tang Zi on the scene. The others were no match against Tang Zi. Tang Shan was about to continue teaching the Snow Wolf its lesson when he suddenly noticed that he had lost half his men in the short amount of time. Did this happen because he was delayed by the Snow Wolf? Tang Shan was stunned. As he turned his head, he saw the Snow Wolf smiling weirdly. Yes, it smiled. Tang Shan realized something after seeing the Snow Wolf's smile. As if struck by lightning, his body trembled uncontrollably. The Snow Wolf had been looking at him in ridicule. Out of spite, he did not kill the Snow Wolf immediately but instead tormented it. He thought that Tang Zi wouldn't be able to move heedlessly with him around. Who knew that she had killed many of his men in a short time? "You guys did this on purpose," said the furious Tang Shan as he gritted his teeth. The Snow Wolf's smile grew even weirder. "After all, you have never intended for us to leave with our lives in the first place. Then we shall kill whomever we can. All you old men who wanted to rob us of the divine spirit fruits will not leave unharmed." This was also why Tang Zi did not help. Since they were all going to die, why not kill as much as they could? Even if she had worked together with the Snow Wolf, they were still no match for Tang Shan. Only by doing so could they inflict maximum damage on the Tangs. "The damned Snow Wolf, I'll kill you." Tang Shan's eyes were red. If not for the Snow Wolf's taunt, if not because his anger made him focus his eyes on the beaten Snow Wolf, he would have been able to notice what had been going on around him. Chapter 241. Weak, pitiful, and heart-wrenching. 3 These people must die. Killing his men was like punching him in the face. He would not stand for it. At first, the Snow Wolf was pleased. However, its heart skipped a beat when it saw Tang Shan furiously charging at it. "We're finished. This guy is really pissed off now." In actual fact, it was still afraid of death. The Snow Wolf, therefore, straightened its back with a carp-like motion without even looking at the middle-aged man behind. "Awoo! Awoo! Awoo! Catch me if you can, you bastard! The damned Snow Wolf, stay if you dare!" Tang Shan angrily shouted. But his men were almost wiped off by Tang Zi. He was not able to pursue the Snow Wolf and soon gave up his chase. He decided to kill Tang Zi first. There will be time for the Snow Wolf later. Although the Snow Wolf had just reached Tier 4, its speed had somehow increased tremendously. It would take a few minutes to catch up to it. A few minutes was enough for Tang Zi to eliminate all his men. Tang Shan gave chase to Tang Zi without hesitation. Who would have known that Tang Zi would start running as well? She had ran away, leaving her iron-blooded troop behind. After all, Tang Zi was the only one who could escape. The rest of the iron-blooded troop was not strong enough to break through their encirclement. Tang Shan did not even stop to ponder and immediately went to chase Tang Zi. As he was fast approaching Tang Zi, an agonizing shriek came from behind him. Tang Shan hastily turned his head and saw a snow-colored wolf licking bloodstain off of its body. It was standing on top of the corpse of a Tang family member looking at him with a sneer. Those eyes looked at him like he was the fool. The Snow Wolf was now a Tier 4 wolf. If it were before, Tang Zi and the Snow Wolf could never play Tang Shan around this way. Some of Tang Shan's men were of true warrior tier as well. He could only kill them effortlessly after reaching Tier 4. While Tang Shan was startled, Tang Zi managed to escape a few more yards away. His anger turned into a fit of rage. He was now pursuing the Snow Wolf heedlessly. The Snow Wolf, after biting some members of the Tang family to death offhandedly, turned in front to flee. This time around, Tang Shan did not stop and were persistently giving chase to the Snow Wolf. Compared to Tang Zi, the one he wanted to kill more was this Snow Wolf that dared to look down at him. "Awoo! Awoo! Awoo!" The Snow Wolf looked back and was terrified out of his wits. What the hell is this guy? Didn't he see Tang Zi turn around? Didn't he see Tang Zi killing the Tang family members? That was not what it had expected. Holy Mother, I'm scared. Somebody save me. It wasn't sure if the gods had heeded the snow wolf's plea, or that the gods took pity on the snow wolf, which was more of a dog. As the snow wolf was about to be caught, and as Tang Shan's palm was about to reach him, a surge of energy suddenly shot out from a near distance. A thunderous boom exploded, and Tang Shan was directly hit. The powerful strike caused a shock wave to be emanated from around his body. As Tang Shan stumbled a few steps back after being hit, the snow wolf was finally saved. It saw the green-robed young man in the breeze. There was a striking scar on the young man's face. But standing next to the young man was a figure it had always been dreaming of. It howled as its snow-white body swooped toward Feng Ruqing. In a rare moment, Feng Ruqing did not kick the snow wolf away and instead opened her arms up for an embrace. Of course, the consequences were severe. Feng Ruqing had forgotten about her reduced weight. Her frame was not wide enough to accommodate the snow wolf like she used to. She was knocked a few steps backward before falling to the ground on her butt. Her bones were almost knocked out of place. But the snow wolf had no self-awareness. It licked Feng Ruqing's face with its tongue. Tears were rolling in its eyes. Weak, pitiful, and heart-wrenching. Chapter 242. Shut his mouth. At first, Feng Ruqing took pity on the snow wolf. However, that knock had made her mad. No divine spirit fruit for a day. Like a bolt from the blue, the snow wolf was dumbfounded. It did not understand what wrong it had done to have master deducting its divine spirit fruit. Fortunately, it had kept away some divine spirit fruits for times like this. Who are you people? Tang Shan's face turned cold. He set his eyes upon Qin Chen's face. To him, amongst the crowd, that young man made him feel most threatened. Feng Ruqing blinked at the snow wolf and signaled it to stand aside. The snow wolf obediently rolled to the side. It found a tree stump and sat down like a house dog. Its wolf tail wagged, so cute and fluffy. Tang Shan was speechless. Where has your dignity gone? Where was the savagery in your plans just now? How did this snow wolf, brimming with pride, turn into a dog in the blink of an eye? And acting all cute. Don't you feel ashamed? Who are you guys really? Tang Shan asked this with gritted teeth and anger in his eyes as nobody replied to him. Feng Ruqing's eyes fell upon Tang Zi's pale face. There were still fresh bloodstains at the corners of her mouth. The blood was still wet, and it made Feng Ruqing's eyes red. She still didn't answer Tang Shan's question. She streaked to land in front of Tang Zi in her red gown. Tang Zi was confused by the unknown but familiar face. For a moment there, her brains crashed. Who are you? She could only utter these few words after getting a hold of herself. She could not recognize Feng Ruqing as she had changed drastically within these couple of months. Those features, that breath, they felt strangely familiar to her. After looking at how the snow wolf reacted toward her, she had an intuition. But she felt that it was too incredible. She could not believe it. Don't talk if you're wounded. Feng Ruqing furrowed her brows and there was a hint of sadness in her eyes. She asked Fu Chen to take out a blood-red fruit from the medium and passed it to Tang Zi. Eat this. Boom. The familiar voice was like a lightning bolt exploding in Tang Zi's mind. Her mind went blank. She stared blankly at the young girl in front. She probably could not have recognized Feng Ruqing by face alone. But her voice had been deeply engraved in her mind. She could never forget it. Thus, when Feng Ruqing opened her mouth, her intuition was proven. Princess. Princess. The young girl shining brilliantly in front of their eyes was their master, Feng Ruqing. None of the iron-blooded troop could believe it. How did the princess become so skinny in just 2 months? No, she was still a bit chubby by normal standards. But compared to how she was before, she was astonishingly skinny. Tang Zi was still in shock. She had yet to regain her composure. Feng Ruqing did not want to delay any further. She gently placed the red fruit near Tang Zi's lips. The fruit was very small, almost like a grape. It was easily pushed into Tang Zi's mouth. She took a bite subconsciously. The sweet nectar filled her mouth and carried a thick scent of spirit flavor. The pain in her chest greatly subsided. That was a spirit herb. Only spirit herbs could produce such great results. Tang Shan appeared disdained at first. But after he saw Feng Ruqing taking out the fruit, he was astounded, even his breath grew rapid. Is that a grade 3 herbal fruit? Chapter 243, Shut his mouth too. Moreover, the herbal fruit could even heal spirit warrior tear injuries. Tang Shan took a few quick glances. There was darkness underneath his eyes. It seemed that Feng Ruqing did not see his eyes. Her eyes turned toward the members of the iron-blooded troop. Those who are injured may take an herbal fruit from me. If the herbal fruit could heal the injuries of Tangzi's caliber, it would work even better on the others. But they too knew the value of an herbal fruit. The master could have kept them for her own future use. Wouldn't it be a waste to give it to them? As such, the members of iron-blooded troop were a bit hesitant. No one dared to take the fruit. Feng Ruqing gently closed her eyes. You are all my girls. Our number shall never change from the day you girls pledged your allegiance to me, not one less. As valuable as herbal fruits are to me, they don't even come close to your lives. She did not dawdle any longer. She knew that they would not take the fruits. Therefore, she took out more fruits and placed them in Tangzi's hands. Take these and feed them. Give priority to the wounded. Today, everyone must leave here without a single scratch. Don't even bring a single scar back to the city. The crowd trembled. The young girl's crisp but unshakable voice was like a hand tugging at the strings in their hearts. She said that the value of herbal fruits didn't come close to their lives. Even in those days when the Empress brought them down to the battlefield and stuck by their side, she had never said such things before. Ling Yun looked blankly at the young girl. Only then she realized that she had undergone a major transformation in the short period of 6 months. She had become so brilliant that it was hard to look her in the eyes. What is your relationship with Tangzi? Tang Shan's eyes fell on the herbal fruits in Feng Ruqing's hands. Wickedness filled his eyes. Feng Ruqing looked back at Tang Shan, smiling coldly. She's mine. Don't you know that Tangzi was a traitor? She had betrayed the Tang family before, she will betray you in the future as well. Tang Shan's voice was like a sledgehammer pounding on Tangzi's heart. She anxiously lifted her head to look at Feng Ruqing. Her eyes were filled with tension, sorrow, and despair. At first, everyone in the Tang family did not trust her just because of a person's words. Those who had promised to protect her too did not trust her at all. Everyone treated her like a traitor. If it weren't because the elder wanted to spare her life, those people would have never let her leave the Tang family. But still, those people laid their hands on her during her exile from the Tang family and injured her. That had taken a toll on her cultivation. She was afraid that Feng Ruqing too would abandon her. That she would treat her as a traitor and throw her out of the imperial city. She knew very well the spits and nails that came with being accused as the traitor. If she could not prove her innocence, she would be a traitor in everyone's eyes. Feng Ruqing calmly looked at Tang Shan. Her eyes were serene, but deep inside, she was burning with anger. Traitor. So that was what Tangzi had to go through all these while. Even now, those who did not believe her and accused her, still dared to find her. I do not know what happened to Tangzi last time, but, Feng Ruqing smiled cynically, ridicule in her smile. If I condemned her just by listening to your few words, wouldn't that be too pitiful on her part? Chapter 244, Shut his mouth. 3 Feng Ruqing trusted Tangzi. Since she is my subordinate, I trust her. When Feng Ruqing trusted someone, she would trust her wholeheartedly. Moreover, if the person she trusted failed her, no one was capable of handling her revenge. If Tangzi truly thought of betraying Feng Ruqing, she would have left the princess who had always been breaking her heart. However, not only did she continue to stay at the palace, she did not bow her head to the noble consort Rong. She was waiting for the day the princess came to her senses. Tangzi's dream had come true. The princess was fully awake and would never break their hearts again. She trusts me. Her Highness trusts me. Tangzi glanced at Feng Ruqing. All of a sudden, her eyes were flooded with tears as old memories flashed through her mind. It was truly ridiculous that she was upset with the things the Tang family did to her previously. She should just let go of the people who had wronged her by just hearing a few words from the others. Now, she was fully awake and stared at Tang Shan resolutely. It is true that I had betrayed the Tang family. However, it did not happen 20 years ago. It's happening today. The Tang family was the pain that she had held onto for years. However, she would never feel bad for them anymore. But, lady, regardless of whether Tang Zi was shoved out of the Tang family, she still carries the bloodline of the Tang family. If you want her to work for you, give me 100 pieces of grade 3 spirit herbs, spirit fruits, Tang Shan sneered. Tang Shan, you are no different from a robber. Slightly startled, Tang Zi snarled. With the Tang family's strength, they were only capable of getting 40 to 50 pieces of grade 3 spirit herbs each year. Spirit herbs with grade 4 and above were much lesser. Tang Shan had actually requested for 100 pieces of spirit fruits. I will let all of you go with 100 pieces of spirit fruits. From here onward, you must give me 100 pieces of spirit herbs every month. Otherwise, don't blame me for being merciless. Tang Shan's eyes filled with disdain. Since this lady has so many spirit fruits, she must have an easier way to get them. It would be useful if I spare her life. As for the young master with a scar on his face, even if he is a threat, he dares not mess with the Tang family. As everyone in the Tang family was aware that Tang Yin was Nanxian's fiancé, even in the reclusive realm, if anyone messed with the Tang family, he was actually messing with the people in that realm. Naturally, Tang Shan feared for no one. Howl. A gust of wind swept past Tang Shan from his back. Stunned, Tang Shan turned his head only to see the young master with a beautiful countenance standing before his eyes. His eyes were cold and nonchalant. Strangely, the young master was only a human, but Tang Shan felt the young master gave out a cold aura. He never had such a feeling before. The young master's strength was not inferior to his. He was in the same tier as Tang Shan, spirit warrior tier. However, the domineering demeanor from the young master was so overwhelming. Stunned, this was the first time Feng Ruqing witnessed Qin Chen's battle skill. He was really something. Feng Ruqing could vaguely remember that Fu Chen had told her before. Qin Chen did not manage to cultivate for a long while, and he could only do so when he stayed with Feng Ruqing. This could hardly be changed. However, Qin Chen was only at the tender age of 16, but he had actually attained Spirit Warrior tier a few years ago. He truly was an unrivaled talent. After all, a human could never start cultivating as soon as he was born. He could only do so when he had attained a certain age. Chapter 245. Shut his mouth. For Feng Ruqing had attained her current strength because of the spirit herbs. However, Qin Chen was really something as he had attained such immense power at a tender age. Why did he suffer such a miserable situation? Whoosh! Qin Chen swiftly unsheathed his sword. A blood-curdling sword aura emitted from the sword, stirring up a gust of wind in the still air. Tang Shan turned his body sideways and the sword slid through his arm. Blood oozed from the wound and his sleeve was drenched in blood. Little chap, you dare to mess with the Tang family? Tang Shan asked as he gritted his teeth. Qin Chen did not utter a word. He did not want to talk to anyone except Feng Ruqing. He merely thrusted his sword forward, as his attack crashed into Tang Shan like pouring rain. Even though both of them were of Spirit Warrior tier, Tang Shan could hardly dodge Qin Chen's attack. Tang Shan's forehead was covered in beads of cold sweat. Damn! Where did these two bastards come from? Do they truly pay no regard to the Tang family? Since when did Tang Zi got with these powerful masters? Tang Zi, stop him. Don't you ever forget the Tang family's strength. If he hurts me, the Tang family would never let you off easily. Tang Shan's eyes reddened with rage as he turned around and snarled at Tang Zi. If we let go of you, would you stop targeting at my master's spirit herbs? Even if my master had run out of spirit herbs, the Snow Wolf and I had killed so many people of the Tang family, would the Tang family let us off the hook? Tang Zi gritted her teeth. There was no difference in killing one more people since the ending would be the same. Moreover, if Tang Shan died here, the Tang family would never know what had happened in the forest of spirit beasts. Tang Zi, Lady Chen Chen was right. You are a traitor. You have betrayed the Tang family. Previously, there were many young masters of the Tang family who fell for Tang Zi. Not only did she turn them down without batting an eye, but she had also worked together with the outsiders, wanting to seize the Tang family's treasures. Had it not been for the old master of the Tang family, the late elder Tang Yi, who had to plead for mercy on behalf of her, the Tang family would never have spared her life. Tang Zi was such an awful betrayer. She was not worthy being a part of the Tang family. Previously, Tang Shan had pursued her for years and had given her his heart. But she had actually turned her back on him. Tang Zi, do you remember Chang Li, the young master of the Chang family? You worked together with him in an attempt to take over the Tang family. It was a pity that Lady Chen Chen had unmasked your conspiracy. Chang Li had admitted that it was you who forced him into your plot. Chang Li had regretted his wrongdoings and had compensated the Tang family with plenty of treasures. The Tang family has since then forgiven him. Oh yeah, Chang Li had married Lady Chen Chen. Tang Zi did not utter a word. She clenched her fists tightly, her breathing became rapid and shallow. Feng Ruqing turned her head around to look at Tang Zi. She could not find a hint of sorrow on Tang Zi's face. Instead, her face was filled with anger and a hint of mockery. After pondering for a while, Feng Ruqing quickly understood. She turned and glanced at Qin Chen. Qin Chen, shut his mouth. I don't want to hear his voice. Qin Chen's gaze was icy cold. At this time, various sword aura erupted like countless of dragons thrusting toward Tang Shan. As Tang Zi had killed the rest of the people from the Tang family, out there in the battlefield, Tang Shan was the only one left standing in the battlefield. Beads of cold sweat streamed down Tang Shan's forehead. His face was contorted with anxiety. If he still did not manage to think of a way to escape, he could never escape. Roar. At this time, an earth-shattering roar sounded from deep inside the forest. Chapter 246. The tiger has taken Feng Ruqing away. The earth shook violently. Standing rooted to the ground before everyone could react, a giant tiger rushed over from deep inside the forest. The tiger with 3 colored stripes was extremely ferocious. The domineering demeanor from it could frighten one to death. Seeing the tiger, Tang Shan's body shook violently as fear filled his face. It's Tier 5 spirit beast, the 3-striped tiger. It was a Tier 5 spirit beast. Why would there be a Tier 5 spirit beast in the forest of spirit beasts? The 3-striped tiger paid no regard to Tang Shan. Before anyone could react, its giant body darted toward Feng Ruqing, bit into her robe, and dashed toward the deep forest. Ching ching. Qin Chen's face contorted in shock. He disregarded Tang Shan and rushed after the 3-striped tiger. Howl. The snow wolf was burning with anger. It got up quickly and dashed after the tiger at lightning speed. Divine spirit fruits. Oh no. She is our master. This spirit beast has actually taken my master away. Even though you are a Tier 5 spirit beast, I am not afraid of you. Give my master back to me. Although the rest of the spirit beasts were frightened of the Tier 5 spirit beast, Tang Shan was more horrifying. Hence, all of them quickly rushed after the snow wolf. Let's go get them. In a somber mood, Tang Zi gritted her teeth as she shouted. As soon as Tang Zi finished her words, the iron-blooded troop darted in the direction where the 3-striped tiger had vanished from sight. At this time, Tang Shan was the only one who remained standing on the spot. He wiped off the blood at the corner of his lips and looked at the surroundings where everyone had vanished in a flash. Tang Zi, you have actually run after a Tier 5 spirit beast. You are no doubt seeking your own demise. It is a pity that I haven't gotten the spirit herbs and spirit beasts. However, everything is fine so long as the Tier 5 spirit beast could wipe out the whole iron-blooded troop on my behalf, Tang Shan sneered. His words were full of resentment. The Tier 5 spirit beast had appeared just in time. Otherwise, Tang Shan would have lost his life. Tang Shan glanced coldly in Tang Zi's direction, and the rest vanished from sight before he turned to walk out of the forest of spirit beasts. He did not even spare a glance at the remains of the Tang family's member. These people could still be his slave if they were alive. Currently, they were simply worthless as they were dead. Naturally, Tang Shan would do nothing for them. In the forest of spirit beasts, Feng Ruking's head was swimming from being tossed back and forth by the three-striped tiger. Had it not been for her strength being stronger than an ordinary human, she would have fainted. However, she still had a sick feeling in her stomach. This three-striped tiger did not hurt her. It was only taking her to a place, but simply no one knew where it was heading. This Tier 5 spirit beast was really something. Even if Qin Chen were here, he might not be able to handle the three-striped tiger. Soon after, the three-striped tiger stopped in front of a cave. A pungent smell of blood came out of the cave. Feng Ruqing did not move and merely raised her brows. The three-striped tiger strode forward and took her into the cave. In the cave, the three-striped tiger walked carefully as if it were afraid that its steps could create a stir in the cave. Not long after, Feng Ruqing had finally realized the three-striped tiger's purpose. There were a few little newborn three-striped cubs deep inside the cave. However, simply no one knew what they have gone through. One of the cubs had died while the rest of them were hurt and on the verge of death. Roar! The three-striped tiger threw Feng Ruqing on the ground and stuck out its tongue and licked one of the cubs. Its eyes were full of love and tenderness. Chapter 247. The tiger has taken Feng Ruqing away too. However, when the three-striped tiger turned to look at Feng Ruqing, gentleness left its eyes. Its face turned wary as it roared ferociously at Feng Ruqing. "You want me to save them?" Slightly startled, Feng Ruqing asked. Spirit beasts were capable of perceiving human emotions. Although they were wary of humans, they were extremely intelligent. This three-striped tiger knew that it was incapable of healing its cubs on its own. Hence, it resorted to humans' medical skill to cure its cubs. However, why did it choose Feng Ruqing? As Feng Ruqing had always immersed herself in the spirit herbs, her body naturally carried a more potent herb scent. Hence, the three-striped tiger had chosen her. Feng Ruqing's eyes swept over the cubs. One of them could hardly breathe and was more severely hurt than the others. It was a mutated three-striped cub. Even though it was just a cub, it was actually a Tier 3 spirit beast. This mutated three-striped cub could definitely dominate the forest of spirit beasts when it is fully grown. It was fortunate that Feng Ruqing had bumped into a mutated spirit beast. "I can save these cubs, but I need some tools." As Feng Ruqing had always brought writing brush and paper with her wherever she went, she wrote down all the tools that she needed before passing the paper to the three-striped tiger. Although spirit herbs had a significant healing effect, they were doped with too many impurities. If Feng Ruqing could get rid of these impurities, she could double the results with half the effort. A herbal dish was one of the methods to eliminate impurities while enhancing the healing effect of the spirit herbs. The three-striped tiger glanced warily at Feng Ruqing before it turned to walk out the cave. Bang! The door of the cave slammed shut. Feng Ruqing was dumbfounded. This three-striped tiger was actually afraid that Feng Ruqing would escape. In fact, Feng Ruqing had never thought of escaping. As soon as the three-striped tiger left the cave, she squatted down and took out all her spirit herbs. Although the forest of spirit beasts was huge, the three-striped tiger was really something as it managed to get all the tools that Feng Ruqing requested within the time it took for half an incense stick one to burn. "Where did you get all of these from?" Stunned, Feng Ruqing glanced through the tools laid neatly before her eyes as she asked. "Spirit beasts can cook." The three-striped tiger did not answer Feng Ruqing and merely snorted. In fact, this three-striped tiger could get all these things outside the forest of spirit beasts. Feng Ruqing did not ask further but took the woods and lit a fire. She even instructed the three-striped tiger to get her a pot of water. As the three-striped tiger cared for its cubs, it fetched a pail of water from the steam and put it before Feng Ruqing obediently. Feng Ruqing stroked her chin as she glanced at the three-striped tiger. A glimmer of light flashed through her eyes. This three-striped tiger is such a good helper. I need it in my manor. However, She quickly regained her focus as the cubs were crying in pain, waiting for her to save their lives. When the water had finally boiled, Feng Ruqing took out a handful of spirit herbs and put them into the pot. This is spirit herbal soup. You feed the cubs with this when it's fully boiled and they will recover very soon. Feng Ruqing used grade 3 spirit herbs, and these spirit herbs were a boost to the cubs' recovery. In fact, the spirit fruit could heal the spirit beasts. However, these cubs were severely hurt and the spirit fruit could not be taken continuously. It took them at least 10 days to half a month to fully recover. Chapter 248. The tiger has taken Feng Ruqing away. 3. Apparently, Feng Ruqing did not want to waste so much time in the cave. Feng Ruqing's eyes swept past the spirit herb soup and she sank into deep thought. I should give some spirit herb soup to my father, grandpa, and the iron-blooded troop as well. Spirit herbs are no match for herbal dish when they are severely hurt. It would be too late to cook it when they really need it. Who has the luxury of time to cook in the battlefield? I must make some spirit herb soup when I return to the city. When the spirit herb soup was ready, knowing that the cubs were not capable of taking it on their own, Feng Ruqing took a bowl of soup and walked toward the cubs. Roar. Seeing this, the three-striped tiger kept its guard up and roared ferociously at Feng Ruqing. If you dare hurt my cubs, I will not let you off easily. Disregarding the three-striped tiger, Feng Ruqing squatted down and put the bowl before the cubs. Perhaps, the cubs had not been taking food for a long while, they could not help sticking out their tongue to drink the soup. They looked extremely adorable, like puppies. Feng Ruqing fed the most severely hurt mutated cub. Initially, it was not capable of moving. After drinking a bowl of spirit herb soup, it had quickly revived its energy, crawling on the ground, and growled as if it wanted to show its gratitude to Feng Ruqing. Sticking out its tongue, the mutated three-striped cub licked its arm and wagged its tail. Its eyes were bright and clear. The three-striped tiger could not help but roared. Its eyes glistened with tears as it stared joyfully at its cub. In response to its mother, the mutated three-striped cub growled. Originally, Feng Ruqing was infuriated that the three-striped tiger had taken her to this place without saying a word. She thought of taking revenge after healing the cubs. However, the heartwarming moment between the three-striped tiger and its cubs had touched Feng Ruqing's heart. The anger burning in her heart slowly faded. Perhaps, it was because the three-striped tiger did not hurt her and everything it did was for the sake of saving its own cubs. Feng Ruqing decided to let it go. Feng Ruqing squatted down again to feed the rest of the cubs. As the rest of them were not as severely hurt as the mutated three-striped cub, they quickly walked toward the bowl and drank the spirit herb soup as soon as they smelled the spirit herb soup. When the cubs could no longer feel the pain, they moved near Feng Ruqing and licked her to show their gratitude. Roar. The three-striped tiger stared at Feng Ruqing with its eyes filled with gentleness. After pondering for a while, it took the mutated three-striped cub with its jaw and put it before Feng Ruqing. You want to give it to me? Stunned, Feng Ruqing asked. The three-striped tiger was reluctant to part with its cub, but it nodded resolutely. It was true that Feng Ruqing was very fond of the mutated three-striped cub. However, seeing the way this three-striped tiger stared at its cub, she felt bad for taking the cub away from its mother. I can't take it. Feng Ruqing sighed softly as she smiled wryly. She had never felt so bad for all the spirit beasts that she took in previously. However, this time, she truly felt bad for taking the cub away. Roar. Seeing the mutated three-striped cub crawling back its way, the three-striped tiger roared again, and its face turned ferocious. Growl. The mutated three-striped cub glanced at its mother wistfully and crawled near Feng Ruqing with its claws held onto her feet. Its eyes were flooded with tears. Chapter 249. The tiger has taken Feng Ruqing away for well. Just as Feng Ruqing was still hesitating, the three-striped tiger took the mutated three-striped cub with its jaw and threw it out of the cave. It was actually telling Feng Ruqing that if she did not take the cub with her, the three-striped tiger would not take it back either. If Feng Ruqing did not behold the whole incident and how the three-striped tiger cared for its own cubs, she would definitely think that this three-striped tiger wanted to get its cub a nanny. However, she knew that the three-striped tiger actually wanted to force Feng Ruching to take its cub with her. Perhaps, the three-striped tiger knew that Feng Ruching was fond of its mutated cub. Since the three-striped tiger could not pay its debt of gratitude, it gave her the mutated three-striped cub instead. At this time, all the things that the old princess did flash through Feng Ruching's mind. The old princess had treated both noble consort Rong and Feng Rushuang wholeheartedly, but they had actually returned her kindness with enmity. Now even this three-striped tiger acknowledged other people's kindness and felt grateful for it. Spirit beasts were purer-hearted compared to humans. There were only two types of humans in their mind, those who were good to them and those who hurt them. If that is what you wish, I will take this cub with me. Don't worry about your cub. There are many spirit beasts in my manor that could keep it company. I will take care of it. Since Feng Ruching had decided to take the cub with her, she would take care of the cub for the rest of her life. Spirit beasts were not just spirit beasts but her kin. In her previous life, when her brother took her out of her family, Feng Ruching did not bring anything with her but just a cloth and a stray dog that she had adopted. She never left the dog behind, although they suffered a lot of struggles and hardships in life. Since she had decided to adopt the stray dog, she would take care of it for her whole life. Raw. Feeling touched by Feng Ruching's words, the three-striped tiger bowed its head at Feng Ruching. The three-striped tiger trusted her. The three-striped tiger gave her its own cub to show its gratitude to her, and at the same time, it knew that its cub would have a better life staying with Feng Ruching. Ching ching, an anxious voice sounded behind her. Feng Ruching turned her head around only to see Qin Chen standing anxiously at the cave entrance. Then, the snow wolf, the iron-blooded troop and all the spirit beasts came into sight. As the three-striped tiger ran extremely fast, they could hardly keep up with it. Hence, they had spent a long time searching in the forest and had finally found the cave. Qin Chen's heart skipped a beat when he saw Feng Ruching standing so near to the three-striped tiger. However, Feng Ruching did not understand Qin Chen's anxiety and greeted everyone with a bright smile on her face. "Why are all of you here?" Qin Chen flew into a great panic and rushed toward Feng Ruching, standing before her. The three-striped tiger growled as it kept its guard up. It trusted no other humans but Feng Ruching. "Tiger Mima, don't frighten off my friends." Feng Ruching tapped the three-striped tiger on its head as she frowned. "Tiger Mima." Feng Ruching had actually called the Tier 5 three-striped tiger, Tiger Mima. The three-striped tiger let its guard down with a dark face. "Ching Ching, are you all right?" Seeing this, Qin Chen felt a great relief. "I am fine. This three-striped tiger is such a dear. It didn't hurt me." The Tier 5 three-striped tiger was such a dear. "Howl. Who are you to take my master away from me?" The snow wolf stomped out of the crowd only to see an adorable cub clinging onto Feng Ruching's leg. The snow wolf howled before it rushed toward the cub. Chapter 250, Mew. Woof. I roar. As the three-striped tiger truly cared for its cub, seeing the snow wolf rush toward its own cub made the three-striped tiger roar ferociously. Its eyes were filled with murderous intent. Initially, the snow wolf wanted to pounce on the cub. However, it had quickly lost its courage seeing the Tier 5 three-striped tiger. Naturally, it dared not mess with a Tier 5 spirit beast. "Fart. I would certainly take my master back when I have attained Tier 5. Feng Ruching lowered her eyes only to see the snow wolf staring at the cub with its eyes filled with resentment and reluctance, not far from her. Had it not been for the three-striped tiger, the snow wolf could have given the cub a hard blow. "Snow wolf, this little tiger is our new friend. Don't hurt it." The mutated three-striped cub would stay in the princess manor. If Feng Ruching could not control the snow wolf, it would definitely bully the cub. The snow wolf was struck dumb by Feng Ruching's words. "This fella who wants to take my master away from me will stay with us. It has a name." Although the name that Feng Ruching assigned was not impressive, it was still a name. The snow wolf had been the butler of the princess manor for such a long while but did not even have a name. The snow wolf was upset with Feng Ruching, who would discard the old as soon as she had something new. However, it could not bear to turn its back on her. Hence, the snow wolf stared at Feng Ruching with its eyes filled with unutterable grief. Seeing this, Feng Ruching patted the snow wolf on its head to soothe its emotion. Then, Feng Ruching raised her head to look at the three-striped tiger. "Do you want to leave with me?" Slightly startled, the three-striped tiger shook its head after a while as it was in the middle of something. It could not leave the forest of spirit beasts. "All right." Feng Ruching heaved a sigh of disappointment as she looked at the snow wolf. "Snow wolf, this little tiger has to part with its mum at such a tender age. You will be its daddy nanny from now onward." The snow wolf's eyes widened in shock. It had actually become a father before getting a wife. Moreover, this three-striped cub was different, as the rest of the spirit beasts were obedient and well-behaved. This three-striped cub was truly vicious and had won Feng Ruching's heart. "Snow wolf, I understand that you don't want to be a father yet. However, don't you think this little tiger is so adorable? Don't you want such a lovely child? This little rascal is adorable. It's no match for me." "Master, what's wrong with your eyes?" The snow wolf sulked. "Don't you think it looks like a cat? It looks so gentle and lovely." Feng Ruching took the mutated three-striped cub in her arms as she asked with smiling eyes. "You had taken me as a dog previously. Now you think that this cub looks like a cat? There must be something wrong with your eyes." The snow wolf merely snorted. The three-striped cub lay comfortably in Feng Ruching's warm embrace and licked gently at her face. Mew. Everyone on the spot was rendered speechless. This three-striped cub was truly shameless. The three-striped tiger could not help but take a few steps backward. "Howl. This three-striped cub truly has no sense of shame. You actually did this to win the master's heart." The snow wolf's eyes reddened in rage. Chapter 251. Mew? Woof. Too damn it. That's sweet. Little tiger, say it again. Feng Ruching quickly regained her focus and smiled even more gently. Mew. The three-striped cub mewed again obediently and buried its head in Feng Ruching's bosom. Howl. The snow wolf tugged at Feng Ruching's robe with its claws as it growled. Tears shimmered in its eyes. "It's all right, snow wolf. You can learn to bark like a dog." Feng Ruching broke into a bright smile as she lowered her eyes to glance at the snow wolf. The snow wolf's eyes sparkled with hope. Howl, woof. Howl, woof. Howl. The snow wolf had actually howled like a wolf every time it tried to bark like a dog. How could this three-striped cub mew like another animal so easily? The snow wolf's eyes reddened and darted around anxiously. Seeing the snow wolf, Feng Ruching burst into laughter. "It's all right. I was fooling around with you. It's late. Let's get back to the Imperial City." As Feng Ruching had informed Liu Li before she left the city. This time, she would not create a great stir like before. Since Feng Ruching had found the iron-blooded troop, so she did not want to stay in the forest any longer. Growl. Seeing Feng Ruching wanting to leave, the three-striped tiger hurriedly rushed to stop her. "You don't want me to leave?" Stunned, Feng Ruching paused her steps as she asked. "The three-striped tiger still needs more help." The three-striped tiger stroked Feng Ruching's feet with its head, walked past her, and walked further down into the cave. "The three-striped tiger wants me to go deep into the cave." Feng Ruching stroked her chin and contemplated for a while before she continued. "Let's check it out." The cave was dark and damp. The three-striped tiger paused halfway through and turned its head to look at Feng Ruching as if it wanted to talk to Feng Ruching. "You want me to go in?" Feng Ruching simply did not know what she would encounter deep inside the cave. However, she knew that the three-striped tiger would not hurt her. Seeing the Feng Ruching understood what it was trying to tell her, the three-striped tiger's eyes flickered as it nodded. "Why don't you go in with us?" Feng Ruching knitted her brows together. The three-striped tiger lowered its head. Fact was, the three-striped tiger wanted to go in, but it was actually a place where spirit beasts were not able to enter. "Are you worried about your cubs? Just go back to take care of them." I can go in on my own. Seeing the three-striped tiger's face, Feng Ruqing thought that the three-striped tiger was worrying about its cubs. Master, it's not a good idea to go in if we don't know what is deep inside the cave. Tang Zi hesitated. A faint smile hung on Feng Ruqing's lips. Tang Zi was right. Feng Ruqing should never get into the cave for safety purpose. However, with Fu Chen's strength, he could definitely detect the danger that lay within the whole forest of spirit beasts. Since he did not alert Feng Ruqing, she was safe. However, Feng Ruqing could not tell Tang Zi. She only smiled as she said, "Don't worry, Tang Zi. My intuition has never failed me. Well, your subordinate is at your command." Since Feng Ruqing insisted on going in, Tang Zi did not talk further but stand resolutely beside her. Chapter 252, Mew? Woof. 3 Howl. Feeling that the three-striped cub was a threat, the snow wolf was the first who rushed into the deep to impress its master and win her heart back. Boom. However, just as the snow wolf moved further into the deep cave, a powerful force came from deep inside the cave. In a flash, the snow wolf was thrown out of the cave and groaning in pain. Howl. Feng Ruqing was dumbstruck by astonishment and quickly understood why the three-striped tiger stopped moving further. Spirit beasts could never get deeper into the cave. What is actually hiding in the cave? Feng Ruqing was burning with curiosity. The snow wolf got up from the ground, shook its head and crawled up to Feng Ruqing for comfort. Since you couldn't get in, you just stay here. I will look for you later when I come out. Feng Ruqing sighed as she said. The snow wolf was growling as it did not want to stay there together with the three-striped cub. Stay here. Otherwise, I will not give you divine spirit fruit for 1 day. The snow wolf quickly regained its composure and stopped growling. Tiger Mama, please take care of my friends. Don't let them walk out of here, it's dangerous out there. Especially this snow wolf, it's too wild. If it bumps into tier 5 spirit beasts outside, it could definitely never defeat or escape from them and may end up being the food of the spirit beasts. Feng Ruqing raised her head to look at the three-striped tiger. The three-striped tiger merely nodded to show that it understood Feng Ruqing's words. Let's go. Feng Ruqing turned to look at Qin Chen and the iron-blooded troop. It was true that only the spirit beasts could not enter the deep cave. Feng Ruqing and the rest had gotten into the deep cave easily. Simply no one knew how long had Feng Ruqing walked in the cave. Suddenly a bright light pierced her eyes. Feng Ruqing subconsciously covered her eyes and walked toward the light. When she approached the light, it turned out that the light was actually the exit of the dark and damp cave. Feng Ruqing stepped out of the dark cave without any hesitation and a lush green landscape under a vast azure sky came into sight. It was a completely different world outside the cave. Slightly startled, it struck her that there was something familiar about this place, the medium. Right, it was the medium. Apart from the Divine Herbs sect building, everything in this place was way too similar to the medium. Master, what is this place? Lost in wonder, Tang Zi looked at the surroundings in astonishment. This place is filled with dense spiritual qi. Each reclusive family had its own sacred land for cultivation and the spiritual qi was more dense than the outside world. Hence, the cultivator could make a breakthrough faster than usual. Even though the cultivator of the reclusive world was of the same talent or even inferior to those from the secular world, their cultivation would definitely be higher because of the sacred land for cultivation. Previously, Tang Zi was a rare talent of the Tang family and had cultivated in the sacred land. However, the sacred land for the Tang family's cultivation was absolutely no match for this. This place was far superior. Chapter 253, Mew? Woof. For if I could train here, surely my training will be more effective. Tang Zi was excited. Feng Ruqing kept quiet. There was a great change in Feng Ruqing's medium when she made a breakthrough to true warrior tier. Feng Ruqing not only could bring the spirit herb seeds into the medium, but her spiritual qi was indeed more powerful there. There was no difference from the place where they were staying. So, Feng Ruqing learned to train in the medium instead of at the mountain. Hence, the spiritual qi in this place was really not very appealing to Feng Ruqing. Qin Chen, who was standing next to Feng Ruqing, did not make any comments. For him, the powerful spiritual qi there was nothing compared to what Feng Ruqing possessed. The powerful spiritual qi was useless to Qin Chen. Qin Chen could only train with Feng Ruqing's spiritual qi. Tangzi, let's move on. There might be some valuable treasures because of the powerful spiritual qi. We could train later. Tangzi nodded her head slightly. You're right. We can train later. There's no need to rush. Greed would cause pain. Tangzi had just made a breakthrough to Spirit Warrior tier. It was not advisable for her to continue her training without consolidating her own strength now. Let's go. Feng Ruqing walked ahead. Everyone knew those spirit herbs could only be cultivated with powerful spiritual qi. However, Feng Ruqing's tactics were exceptional. This place was filled with enough spiritual qi, and nobody had ventured into it for many years. So, Feng Ruqing discovered a lot of spirit herbs throughout their journey. There were grade 2 and grade 3 spirit herbs. Moreover, there were also grade 4 and grade 5 spirit herbs. Feng Ruqing still could not cultivate these spirit herbs now because she was not that powerful yet. Hence, she did not let go of the golden opportunity of picking the spirit herbs and planting them in her medium. Tangzi was stunned at first when she saw that the spirit herbs in Feng Ruqing's hands disappeared soon after they were picked. Tangzi then realized what had happened. There must be some kind of storage bag in the princess' hands. It's not a wonder if the spirit herbs disappeared just like that. Mom, there's a spirit spring. Mom, there's a spirit spring. Feng Ruqing heard Qing Han's excited voice when she was just putting another spirit herb in the medium. Spirit spring? What's that? I finally know why this place is filled with powerful spiritual qi. It's because of the existence of spirit spring. This place had become a spirit spring. Mom, spirit spring is a good thing. If you use it to take a bath, your strength could be improved. Feng Ruqing's eyes brightened at this. This place was filled with sufficient spiritual qi. If she allowed Tangzi and her troops to train here, they might gain more strength. These living people can never go into my medium. If there's a spirit spring, they might make a breakthrough faster if there's a spirit spring. Qing Han, where's the spirit spring? Walk left and there's a spirit spring 300 meters away. You can take a bath there. Feng Ruqing was all smiles after she knew the location of the spirit spring. It's good to have an obedient daughter. It seems that I need to train harder and improve my strength to cultivate more spirit herbs with higher grades for my daughter. Now, she also needed to take care of her son and daughter. Although Feng Ruqing had always bullied Fu Chen, but it was all done just to protect herself. She knew that she needed to be responsible if she took them under her wings. Tangzi, Chenna, come with me. Feng Ruqing smiled happily. It is not useless coming to Forest of Spirit Beasts this time. You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.